Hello and welcome to this introduction to VMware App Volumes, packaging applications using VMware App Volumes by myself, Brian Mangan. So today we're going to have a kind of a brief look into App Volumes, some of the changes which have been quite significant, and then a very brief app capture using the command line tools. So let's just get started. So here's a little bit about myself. A published author, been in the industry quite some time and specialize in end user computing. If you want to know more, check out my blog or my LinkedIn and all the other kind of social media stuff I've got. So let's kind of look at VMware App Volumes. What is it? So VMware App Volumes is basically an application delivery technology which VMware's had for some time. We're now on version 4, and some may be familiar with the term App Stacks, which was the previous versions of that. So VMware App Volumes, believe it or not, has a very high success rate in terms of application delivery on modern operating systems. So if you can install your applications and get them into the App Volumes packages, then you'll be able to deliver them across your infrastructure. And what's interesting about App Volumes is that it's not just for VMware. You can deliver App Volumes packages today across various different platforms, not just VMware. So that could be the Microsoft stack, Azure Virtual Desktop, as well as the Citrix. So VMware have been very flexible in terms of their technology to enable this app delivery capability across multiple different platforms. So how does App Volumes version 4 work? So just taking a quick look at the kind of components. Simple application management is the SAM term. And basically, in that kind of container, you've got an application, as you can see on the diagram, package, and then program. And effectively, what that is it's just a way of how they granularly control the application in terms of its delivery. So the application is effectively a version of that package you're delivering out, the software, essentially. The package is the kind of bits inside there, and then the program is each executable within that application. And to kind of look at that in a more in-depth way, as you can see here, I've broken out the 3 different layers, the application, package, and program. And as you can see, the application is Notepad++ in this example. The package is version 7.7 and then 7.8.3. And as you can see, the 2 different programs in there is 7.7 and 7.8.3. And then if we look at it at a more kind of granular level, you'll also see that we have, for example, marketing department as the application, and then in that we've got kind of a divide between department V2 and V1, and then the different versions of that application split out. And that's effectively how the packaging of App Volumes works in that sense. It's just how it structures it. So to deliver App Volumes, you need to have something called the App Volumes Manager. And effectively, this is an appliance which can be deployed on-premise, cloud, wherever you want, which talks to vCenter, Active Directory, and SQL. This is a particular, vSphere environment kind of diagram, just showing you multiple App Volume Manager servers talking to the database, SQL and AD and things. But obviously, this can look slightly different in cloud. So what does it look like in cloud? So let's have a look at Azure Virtual Desktop, previously known as WVD. As you can see here, we've got the App Volumes Manager, which is using Horizon Cloud Pod. You don't have to have that. You can install it just on servers and link it to SQL. But in this scenario, this is a Horizon Cloud. And you can see that the agent for App Volumes is installed on the session host, or the multi-session host in this case. And the apps are delivered from the Azure file storage. So this is a real good example of how you can not just use it on a dedicated VMware platform. You can move on to cloud platforms as well as other on-premise environments if you want to deliver your applications through App Volumes. And just to kind of really go into detail regarding how it works. So we've got here a lab where we've installed the tools for app capture. And I'm going to run a command which will basically create an image. Then what I'll do is I'll run the installer for the application in question. I can get to it. I'll install that application. As you can see, it's now installed. I'm just going to make a change to some of the settings. So I'll just make a change there. And then what I'll do is I'll then end that capture. Remember, to test, you need to make sure that you snapshot and revert back if you were to test it. In this case, we won't be doing that today. We're just showing you how to run the capture. And obviously you can see it's finishing the process. And if I browse to the default folder path, what we should see is a JSON file, which is a config file for AppVols, and a VHD and a VMDK. There you go. So what we've done there is we've ran the full capture process by command line using the capture tool, and we've created a VMDK, a VHD, and the JSON file associated for app volumes to work when you upload it into the repository. So that concludes this very kind of brief introduction into VMware App Volumes. If you want to know more about VMware App Volumes, you can read 2 QR codes on the screen. One, the Introduction to MSIX App Attach, which covers both App Volumes and the MSIX App Attach side of things, which you can find. And then also a book I wrote with Microsoft on the partnership with VMware on Horizon Cloud and Azure Virtual Desktop using VMware App Volumes as well. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me on my blog site, ryanmangansitblog.com, or on my social media handles at Mangan or LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening.